What's up, YouTube? Drew here. You're with Drew's Garage. This is a 2008 Chevy Silverado 1500. It's a quad cab. This is going to apply to a lot of vehicles: Tahoe, Escalade, Yukon, Sierra, and it has some pretty nasty electric gremlins. I am not one to usually bash a brand. I'm going to say, GM, what are you doing? This thing has 83,000 miles on it, and it's from Maryland. It's never said. I'm filming this in Rochester, New York. You haven't seen a 2008 Chevy this clean since 2009 in Rochester. It's not been abused. It was elderly owned. I mean, look at how clean it came from the auction. I mean, this was a trade-in that nobody even detailed yet, and it's a beautiful truck. So the issue is intermittent door locks. To be exact, the back two don't work at all. That one works rarely, and this one works all the time. And then we've got power windows, just one on this truck that works sometimes. So before we get any further, I want to tell you guys about another channel. His name is South Main Auto Repair, and ironically, he's only about 45 minutes from me. As big as the internet world is, he's only 45 minutes away. I'm going to put a link in the description to his video. He takes like an hour and some change and fully diagnoses this the right way. I happened to catch his video this morning when I was having my coffee, and he saved me a lot of trouble. So make sure you watch his video, make sure you subscribe to him. This video is not at all to rip off any of his information because it's extremely thorough and you need to watch it. This video is just simply to show you guys what I took away from it and some quick little shortcuts if you don't have the tools or the skills to do the advanced diagnostic that himself, or maybe even myself, I mean, he's beyond me, but I'm a professional as well, right? He's got some tools that I don't have and access to some information I don't have as well. But, you know, both of us professional mechanics telling you, the person who, you know, might just have a little toolkit from Walmart in your junk drawer, that you can do this job. So first and foremost, you will notice in this particular truck, gremlins always hate to show themselves on video, but in this particular truck, when I see how that window, I don't know if you heard the click from when I pressed it, but I'm pressing it. It's not doing anything. So I really got to be hard on that switch. Now, if you come over here, of course, now it wants to work for you, but it only works sometimes. There it goes. See, I'm pulling on that. I'm like pulling with, like, you know, I could lift a 10-pound weight with that finger. How hard I'm pulling. It's not coming, but you jimmy it and it does. So fun fact, I learned this from him. It's awesome. That switch, and Amazon confirms it. There'll be a link in the description to all 4 switches as a kit. That switch and that switch are all the same. And then the master switch, on the front, by the way, there's a door lock switch there too. And over here, there is locks, window cancel, mirror. So this window cancel, this is one piece, this is another, this is another. So you get this and then 3 of those in a kit on Amazon for, like, I think it's like under 50 bucks. If it basically comes down to this. Now, he has, you know, he was being paid as a professional repair shop to give a diagnosis. So he had to pull out, you know, the electric probe to test the circuits, you know, some wiring diagrams, scan tool for some signals from the speaker, all kinds of things to give that customer a diagnosis for which he paid. Absolutely incredible video, especially if you're a student of mechanics. You need to see what actually happens to diagnose something like that. But the short of it, for your truck in your driveway, you Mr. or Mrs. Walmart toolkit person, like the average consumer, if you have a window that works sometimes, it's a 90% chance that it's not a broken wire somewhere. Now, obviously, if a mouse chewed a wire, if a wire in here is starting to break, that could be a sometimes issue. But if the response, if you jiggle that, it works, and you stop jiggling and it doesn't, that's obvious. But if it's, you know, like this switch is, I'm pushing it hard, it works sometimes. Like right now, I'm pushing it, it's not working. Push it hard, it does. You know, it's a switch issue. The other issue this truck has, the back locks do not work at all. That lock works maybe 5% of the time, and this one works all the time. So it's kind of the same story. To get a definite answer, I mean, there's so much that can go wrong to cause that. It could be a weak battery, the truck's not running. It could be there's a whole fuse panel in here. There's a fuse panel under the hood of the truck. There's, again, these accordion-style little bellows things with the wires in it. It could be anything. So, you know, a good first diagnosis is to come to the electrical connection inside the door latch and make sure that there's power when you are actuating the door latches. But again, not everybody has those tools, not everybody has those skills. So I just wanted to add on to what the South Main guys showed us and show you that when you lock and unlock, I mean, it literally sounds like a little gunshot coming out of there. If you take a screwdriver, better to do a mechanic stethoscope, but if you take a long screwdriver and put the metal on one of these bolts and then put the plastic end of it in your ear, like literally like against your tragus, right in your ear, that'll be very loud. When you go over there and do it again on this particular truck, you can hear it, but it's much weaker. And then if you unlock and lock a bunch of times with the screwdriver on these door latches in the back here, you will hear just a couple, maybe out of 10 times you might hear it once, this tiny little squeak like it wants to work. What that usually is, those standard little electric motors, they're shaped, they're like a circle with the top and the bottom cut off, so it's like a D and another D. They're about that big, the little white nylon plastic on the end, and they're what's in like kids' cheap remote control cars. Those they have a pressure connection almost always in the plastic case that they're in here, and the electrical connection goes bad. Taking these apart and cleaning them is not, I've done it, there's a video on my channel, I'll link it. It is not worth the effort at all. I think it's about $100 to get 4 new of these on Amazon. And stop for 1 second before anybody says, well, Drew, that's cheap Chinese crap. Listen, and by the way, that's not meant to bash China. Those are human beings, same as the human beings in Mexico, same as the human beings in America and everywhere else. I do personally feel, and if I lose a subscriber or two, whatever, I do personally find it ridiculous that this American truck was made in Mexico. Fire Americans and pay somebody in another country to do the work cheaper, when my Japanese truck was designed, developed, built, everything came from a 98% American, the Tundra, I believe. Well over 90%. I believe it is an even 98, made by American families. I love Mexican people. I love Canadian people. I love Chinese people. I love everybody. But if I'm going to pay somebody so they can feed their family, it should be my neighbor, not somebody across the world. Anyways, this cheap Chinese part that you're getting on Amazon to replace this expensive but cheap Mexican one or American one or wherever it was made, this clearly failed. This truck only has 80,000 miles on it. The truck in the other guy's video has 60,000 miles on it, and these already failed. So I'm pretty sure what you're getting on Amazon that has a 4.5-star review out of like 3,000 people that reviewed it, pretty sure it's good enough to do the job. Point is, if you go to General Motors and you replace this part, what are you getting? One that lasts 80,000 miles? My Tundra has 206,000 miles on it. Our Honda Odyssey has 210,000 miles on it. The convertible Toyota in the garage has 196,000 miles on it, 192, and they don't have these issues. So if they did get these issues, you bet your butt I'd get an original part used from a junkyard. You're not going to get a used one of these from a junkyard, because chances are if it's in the junkyard, it has more problems than your truck. Anyway, the point is, power has to go from the battery through fuse boxes to a computer to a switch and all the way to here to make this work. If you are hearing any indication that electricity has made it this far, but this isn't working, it's this. It's not the power source, it's not the switch, it's not the battery, or no power would come through at all. So that's that little tip. So if you are hearing anything at your door lock actuators, but they're not working, replace them. It should find one that works. Lord willing, your truck doesn't have 120,000 miles on it. None of them work, right? Find one that works and hear the really loud, crisp, positive sound. Then go to one that works intermittently or struggles. You could see it struggle. You hear it less. And go to one that doesn't work at all. You should hear something. Now, if you don't hear something, take it apart, and you'll have to look up what an electric probe is. In this particular case, you can use a multimeter. Just get in there, find a ground, and make test all the wires, make sure you're getting power. But so the purpose of this video is to show you, I think we're going to close in under 10 minutes here. The other video is an hour and 45 or an hour and a half, something like that. Watch it. If anything, watch it for entertainment's sake. That guy is awesome. He's an awesome mechanic, and I really respect the guy because he involved his wife and his kid in the video. He has them involved in the shop. He seems like a great father, a great husband, and I'll tell you, that's a lot more important than being a great mechanic. So the fact that he's got all 3 of those things down, man, what a cool dude. Definitely subscribe to his channel. But the gist of it is that, here we are in under 10 minutes. This is a quick tip, a trick, if you will. And that's what my channel is all about. A little bit different, a lot less in depth. Just try to get you through real quick. So that should tell you if you've got any movement in your windows, your motors are good, your wiring's probably good. The switches are I think $12 for just one of those, or like $15 for just one of those, or like $40 for all four doors. And your door lock actuators are about $100 for all 4. So anyways, I'm Drew. I hope this video was helpful. I'm going to link eventually, maybe not right away, but you should find in the description Amazon links to the parts that I referenced. You're definitely going to see South Main Auto Repairs video, and I, again, strongly encourage you to watch it. What an awesome mechanic and just an awesome dude. And I'll also try to put a link in the description to my own video on tearing apart a door lock actuator. That is for somebody with a lot of tools, a lot of time, and literally no money. They're like, I think just one of them is like $24. It's not worth the hours it takes. I learned that the hard way and hopefully entertained you guys in the process. So I'm Drew. Hey, listen, God bless you. If I could do it, you could do it. And if this video was helpful or entertaining in any way, just go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.